Hi guys, and welcome to the deliberations for the finale of Next Top Singer. And I was looking around for a bunch of puns to go with finals and the end, and aside from the final countdown, which is kind of predictable, I couldn't find many, so no cringeworthy dad joke introduction from me, unfortunately, but we'll keep it semi-professional and get straight into it.
Semi-professional.
Oh no. Okay, I like semi-professional.
It's better than nothing.
What were you writing, Andrea? No, hey, by the way, we are doing it differently this time. We're doing just like we did last season, that we're revealing our votes in the end with our reasons, if that's fine. Because that keeps the suspense for us as well.
Okay.
Or do you want to do it like we always have?
No, I'm fine either way.
Because I think it's nice to like hear each other's reasons why we vote the way we do and everything.
Yeah, I'm just getting it ready here.
Just to clarify, because I have a feeling, I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling that I might have done something a little stupid here. So the two judges to swap a position, does that still apply in the final?
Yes, of course.
Excellent.
What did you do? Now we gotta know.
Oh, you'll find out.
What did you do? No, what? Oh, Lord.
The first part we just do the feedback for,
You
at least
all
the way I
suck.
did it is that I just wrote feedback for this song, and then in the voting part we discussed their bodies of work, but that's just how I did it. I don't know how you did it.
This is just so hard. This is
Yeah,
hard.
I'm pretty much the same, actually.
Yeah, this is a very dramatic finale, as it always is. Some are more dramatic than others on many levels,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm talking about.
I probably know where you're going. So should we start with, how about Nathaniel?
Sure.
We'll start with Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of hoping I could have not gone first on this one, but right.
Okay, let's not go first then. No. No, okay, whatever. Yeah, go. Okay, I'm gonna try to be more serious. I mean, this is the finale, come on.
But that would just be so against everything we stand for.
I know. Okay, sorry, Mark, go.
Sure. Okay. So, I mean, that was a pretty impressive way to finish things off, wasn't it? I mean, that's a huge song to take on. And I think in parts very, very well delivered as well from Nathaniel. I mean, this is not the first time it's happened. This came up in the rock round and it's came up here as well. That sustain that he hits for the long notes occasionally is just breathtaking. Like, that's unbelievable. That's real deal stuff for this operatic kind of style, and also for the hair metal kind of style that he was using last time around. And he's really got some skills. Fair play to him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, all I had to say was, wow, this was a moment. This is the first time that someone sang an opera song for a finale song. Never thought I'd hear that, so that was unexpected. This is huge, mighty finale, and it's certainly not a one-trick pony, like you talked about in the beginning. This is an incredibly difficult song, but he pretty much killed it. The only problem though is that he's wavering off towards the end of his notes, like that thing, which I'm personally not a fan of. That kind of bugged me, because it sounds a bit lazy, so that could have been a bit tighter. And nitpicky-wise, it felt like it was a slightly abrupt ending, but I got chills from this, so really well done on that, Nathaniel.
Yeah, I said the same thing as you, being extremely nitpicky. It seemed like kind of an abrupt ending. But when I first saw, because I mean, you could see the title and Luciano Pavarotti in the actual, like, you know, when you go to the send entry, you can actually see it. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's gonna do opera? Seriously? I mean, that I'm like, wow. Okay, you know what? This is risky, because I trained in opera when I was in college, and I'm just like, oh, this is risky for a competition like this. But I honestly thought he freaking nailed it. I mean, I was the one who came up with the one-trick pony thing from the first time I heard him sing, and he has proven throughout the competition that he isn't a one-trick wonder. You know, he's got a few tricks up his sleeve, and this was definitely the best for last, in my opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, like I said.
It wasn't perfect. I mean, it wasn't absolutely perfect, but this was close.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Well, I would have wished for a perfect entry for the finale, but still, what he did was absolutely finale worthy, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody else got anything to add?
Not yet.
No,
Not yet from me.
Not yet. Okay.
I gave a star last round to Scott, so I think I should start with him, because I'm so glad I used that star. I'm so proud of him this round. This is one of my favorite entries of his. He showed a different side this time. There was emotion and vulnerability. This is the first first time actually that I got an emotional connection to any of his performances. And he has an amazing vibrato. He has a fragility in his voice and then steady. And he was pulled back this round, so he managed to be more solid this time. He is our alternative rock singer and he stayed true to that unpredictable artist thing that I talked about. So really glad with this performance.
Yeah, I think this is right up his alley in a number of ways because Fleetwood Mac are one of my all-time favourite acts and probably will continue to be for such a long time. And for Stevie Nicks, she won't necessarily be remembered for being a phenomenal singer, but she'll be remembered for her unique voice and in particular her showmanship, for lack of a better word. And I think that's Scott all over. He's not necessarily going to be technically perfect the whole time, but he performs and he puts the energy into it. And in this case, it's not necessarily all power and blasting it out. It's a different kind of energy, and you know, it's that emotive feeling that he's putting into it. And to be honest, I was disappointed's the wrong word because I've been gunning for him from the beginning before you guys kind of got on board. But I was maybe questioning the move to put him in the final and use a star on him. But actually, I'm really glad that we got to hear that performance out of him. And I think he's given us more in that than he has perhaps in some of his more rocky entries where you think that would have been his comfort zone. So yeah, very impressive.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm right, actually.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. So what did you think about Scott?
Yeah. I don't want to say everything right now. I'll save some of it for later. But I do have to say I really appreciate the fact that for the first time in this competition, when you're singing a song that is powerful, he wasn't overpowering, he wasn't screaming, he wasn't forcing his voice. It was pleasant. I could hear the vibrato that you heard. I could hear that, and I actually really liked it because it was really light and there was a nice tonality to it. So I definitely could appreciate that he chose a song for the finale that was a little outside of his comfort zone. It wasn't the powerhouse where he could scream it out. It was just a nice, subtle, but strong song that he chose to do, and it came off a lot better than previous performances, and I definitely give him a lot of credit for that. I did like it.
Yeah, I'm really glad you gave him credit for that, because that's what you have been wanting this whole time from him, to pull back.
Yes, that is exactly what I've been wanting, and he finally did it, and I am very proud of him for doing that, because he finally showed what I know is in there, and I finally got to hear it because he wasn't screaming it. So
yeah, a star well spent. I'm glad I did it.
Yes.
Kelsey coming out with an original song. I mean, that's pretty brave and very impressive. And yeah, I think credit has to go to that as well. The big thing that song needs to really bring it home in terms of an original song is a more catchy hook for the chorus, something to really latch onto. Like, it's kind of got one, but it needs a little bit more, and maybe just needs a bit more flourish to it, and then that gives you that opportunity to really project and show a little bit of what her voice has in it. I think that's maybe the problem. It was a little bit one-paced from her for a final, but again, coming out with an original song for a finale, that's very impressive in itself, and it was nicely delivered.
I completely agree with you for once. That's a nice way to end off a season, me agreeing with Mark, or any of you.
Wow.
No, I think she is an amazing songwriter, but like you said, Mark, this was a bit one-dimensional because it was mostly head voice and mostly the same range too, so it wasn't the full range of dynamics that I would expect for a finale song. But in exchange, we got to look into her soul and who she wants to be as an artist. She has a magical voice and such a professional tone and everything, but I'm wondering, maybe she's still sick? Maybe that's why she did that, because I mean, she has brought way more dynamics in the past. But I mean, all this said, I really love her. So what do you think, Andrea?
Well, this should come as no surprise, but I actually really agree with both of you. I mean, I actually agree for once with both of you. I think this is one of the first times that we're in full agreement. I had the same thing where, I think she did a lovely job. She has a very lovely voice. I think she did. Definitely, it was a risk to do your own composition, but it is a really good song. I do wish there was a little bit more to it, so it wasn't so. I wish there was more of a chorus or some kind of a interchangeable where there's a little bit more build So, I mean, I agree along those lines, but I definitely did feel some emotion from this song. I definitely felt where she's going as an artist. I just wish I could have seen a little bit more build, a little bit more strength, a little bit more of versatility in the song itself. But again, maybe, like you said, maybe she's still a little sick and she could only do with what she had. But I think she did great with what she did give us. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I always love when people sing original songs, because when are we gonna hear them otherwise? I mean,
yeah.
And it's really brave, like Mark said, so she deserves definite credit for that.
100%. And I like I said, I liked it. So
yeah, me too.
I'm gonna tell you, this was a hard decision for me in the end. So they all did great in my opinion. So
yeah, to be on, no, okay, we're gonna save that for last. I'm not gonna say it now.
Yeah, we'll keep working. Let's get to Heather.
Yeah, so Heather, I think you need to stop being so hard on yourself, because this was amazing. This is one of my favorite performances from you, and in this competition actually. It's very soulful, just like Mark wanted last round, so I hope you are happy with this, Mark. But I am a bit disappointed that this was rushed, because the timing was a bit off and the tempo was too fast. But on a personal level, I also admire her for overcoming her anxiety and actually put out something and got this far, even though she really struggled throughout this competition and maybe didn't think she was gonna make it. And she has such an exciting, different tone. She can be raspy and nasal, deep or mature. She's so versatile and always dynamic.
Mark, did she fulfill what you were looking for?
Absolutely. That is a big tick in the box on that one. Again, very impressed. See, I don't know about that thing about timing and tempo. I get the point, because compared to the original, it does seem a little off. But unlike when I had my timing issues with Ray over pretty much every entry she put in, bar maybe one, I didn't have as much of an issue with this, because I think there's a difference between changing phrasing and between having off timing, and you can kind of tell. There's this subconscious thing like, oh, my timing's off, and then you sort of rush to try and catch up on yourself, and she's just floating around and making it work. And the original, it's not necessarily in line with the instrumental anyway. She's just put her own little slant on it, and I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that when it is soulful and she's got that room to move, she uses it so well. Whether it's intentional or whether it's accidental from missing cues or whatever, I don't think it really matters. It works for me and it carries off and it makes what she does very unique.
Okay, I guess another way I could say is that I didn't really like the phrasing. Maybe that's what was bothering me. So maybe that's just a personal thing, because I know you're like a drummer, so maybe you know more about timing than me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, if you hadn't heard the original, would it have been as jarring?
No, probably not. Yeah, you have a point there. How about you, Andrea?
I actually liked it. I can see what you're saying about the phrasing. I kind of along the lines of what Mark said. I don't think it's a timing issue. I think it's more of a phrasing issue, and it could just be because of Built Bias knowing the original song. But I really think that this was really, it was a great song for her. When I first heard her in the very beginning of the competition, I really loved her voice. Then I kind of felt like, I don't know if it was a confidence thing or what it was, but there was a lot of places where she started to falter, and she really brought back why we kept her and brought her to the finale in this song. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I had much more to say about her journey in the voting parts, because that has been very interesting, but I'm gonna say that.
Yes. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, but did you say your whole opinion on Heather? Mark? Why did I call you Scott? Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's because we both edit our entries so much to get the pitch right. You get us confused.
Yeah, I know he does that too.
But I mean, pretty much. I've got a lot of things that I'm holding close to my chest when we get to the putting people in positions kind of discussion. So I'm fine to move on.
God, this. I don't want to get there.
Yeah, same here. This is probably gonna be the shortest deliberation ever, because we're saving so much for part 2.
I'm scared of part 2.
Me too. Oh, I'm so scared. Especially considering what Mark said in the beginning.
I know. I'm most scared. I know what I've done.
part 2?
Part 2.
Part 2.
Ooh, now I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Okay, if you remember how we did it last season, we actually used a random generator to decide who's gonna vote first. So
I don't want to.
Not me either, so let the random generator decide.
Oh god, oh boy.
So we're gonna start with 4th place, our reason. And then when everyone has voted, we go on to 3rd place and then 1st place, okay?
Okay.
So
All right.
the first one to vote is Andrea.
No!
Sorry,
No!
the random generator has spoken.
Damn it! Come on! Okay, so we're starting with 4th.
Yes.
God, I hate this. Okay, I want to preface this with this was such a freaking hard decision, but there can only be one winner. So everyone should be proud of where they are right now, everyone, because seriously, I mean, not everybody makes it to the finale. So for you guys to make it this far, considering how many entries we had in the beginning, be proud. But my 4th place is... Oh!
Plot twist? Question mark?
My God!
That actually, you should be going to jail right now. I mean...
Oh, I really did.
That's not a plot twist. That's
not
illegal, but we'll talk about it later.
Not even for you, Mark. I didn't see that coming. Let me just take a glass of water.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. He's really milking this one.
Yeah, because this is the big moment, guys. Oops, sorry. Yeah, anyway.
Did you just belch during a big reveal? Like
I'm sorry, I always do that when I'm nervous.
Oh my God.
I always stutter so much when I'm nervous, and then I have to belch.
Yes, but belching? I can say stuttering, but you belched, and this is a huge moment.
Gosh, make up your mind. I'm actually shaking. I think we have made our decision.
That's gonna be it. Yep.
Ooh, and I'm gonna have to cut this to show some of it, but I don't have to show who we're talking about to keep the suspense. I don't know how I'm gonna cut this, but yeah.
This is gonna be tough, unless you want to do it in 2 parts where you just do the debating and then you just cut and then do it. Oh man, I don't know. It's hard. At least I'm not an editor, so I'm happy about that.
Mark, I think you have an announcement to make about next season.
Little announcement. Then after 3 seasons of this, I am going to be bowing out as one of the judges, mainly due to real life commitments. Quite a lot going on in the summer, including getting married as one of those things. And I should probably be on hand to deal with wedding planning more than anything else. But it's not going to be the end. I think a couple of seasons ago, I was quite interested in getting involved in the mentoring side of things, where I can actually say, look, send me that entry. Give me half an hour. I'll tweak a few things. I'll make it better for you. Just send it over. I'll fix a few. And I think for this season, if I hadn't have come back and judged, potentially the season wouldn't have happened. I don't know. We're not in that situation anymore. So I'm going to have a little crack at mentoring for the next season coming up. And yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting take. And I can try and coach a few of the potential entries to winning rather than fighting so hard for them in the finale like this one. But it's been a thoroughly enjoyable 3 seasons. And it's been great. A lot of fun. And I will still be around and doing stuff. So I'll be watching from the wings.
I'm going to miss you.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss Simon Cowell.
Yeah, me too. We're losing our Simon Cowell. No.
We're losing Simon Cowell, but we are gaining a really great mentor.
Yes. Absolutely.
If the contestants would freaking use them.
Yeah, you gotta do that next season. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much, Mark, for these 3 seasons and for whatever you're gonna do as a mentor. I'm sure you're gonna be amazing because you've been wanting to do that for a while, so I think you're gonna be great. Yeah. And thank you, Andrea, as well, for this season and everything else. And also thanks to all the guest judges. Let's see if I'm not forgetting anyone. Sion, who was it? Aria, Nick, and Sam. I'm not forgetting anyone, right? No. Okay. So. And thank you to all the mentors, Aria, Kale, Nick, Rosé, and vYze, and Star. And thank you to Nick for being a wonderful host in every possible way. I think I've thanked everyone, so let's not be sappy. Are we done?
I am done.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Oh, and thanks to all contestants as well, and everyone who auditioned.
Oh, of course. Yeah, duh, the contestants.
The most important ones. Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, I'm stopping. Where's the stop button?
Thanks for listening. See you soon with the result. All credits are in the description. Don't forget to rate, comment, share, and subscribe.